recently I've been getting a lot of questions about hiring, which is good. Maybe that means the economy is coming back or something, or it's time to upgrade your talent, which is actually what I wanted to talk about in this video. Here's one of the key things that I don't think a lot of business people truly grasp at the most important level. For most companies, the vast majority, the quality of the people that you get, keep, and grow on your team will directly determine the success of your business. Talent drives success. If you've got great people that are highly engaged, satisfied, and loyal, that's the #1 driver of highly satisfied, engaged, and loyal customers. It's your employees. So you want to hire the best, you want to train them, you want to keep them, you want to grow them so that they build only the highest quality products and services and have only superior customer relationships and will tolerate nothing less than that. So if talent is that important to your business, then talent acquisition and talent growth should be a key strategic objective of your business. Now think about that for a second. If the quality of your people and how good they are once they get in your team, do they continue to grow and improve? If that is such a huge determining factor in your success, how seriously are you looking at talent acquisition and talent development? And a couple of key things. Here's the idea that I think of with talent acquisition. You should be hiring all the time, even if you don't have a position available. That doesn't mean you're going to bring them into the company, but you should always be recruiting, looking for top people, building a huge network of people that are sending you potential candidates. That's your local community college, your local college, job fairs, your network of executives, your current employees. You might know some good people. You should have a big network out there constantly looking for super talented people that they can introduce to you that maybe you can't hire them today, but a year or 3 years or 5 years from now, the position comes available, you've got that connection, you've gotten to know them, you know they're super talent, then you can bring them on your team. Because hiring someone is extremely expensive and risky. When you bring a new person on your team, they can dramatically impact the success of your company, or they could dramatically negatively impact the success of your business or organization by bringing down the culture, by not doing their job, by spending a lot of time, energy, and effort trying to train them only to realize you hired the wrong person. We've all done that. So you'll want to avoid that at all costs, which leads me to a couple of things. I wrote a chapter about this in my new book, and I'll hit just a few highlights. #1, I believe one of the most important things you need to do is sit down and create a very detailed, specific list of exactly what you want in the ideal candidate. I mean, do this when you're unemotional, when there's not someone sitting in front of you, but really think through, if I could hire exactly the right person for this job, exactly the right person, what is the short list of stuff they absolutely must have, the must-haves, can't do without it? Then another list of things that are really nice and would help, but they're not absolutely critical. And then you got a little list over here, maybe a couple things that'd be wildly cool, fun. They speak 11 languages, that's neat. But then weight those things and make a commitment to yourself and the rest of the organization that if they don't have all of the must-haves, I'm not hiring them. I'm going to be patient and I'm going to wait until I find the right person. I see a lot of times when companies do two things. They either A, don't clearly define what they truly want in an ideal candidate when they go out to do the hiring, so they're flying blind, and if they just like somebody and they seem smart and seem talented, they bring them on the team. You got to have that checklist, and you got to unemotionally sit down there and go, do you have this, do you have this, do you have this? And if not, have the courage to send them off, and maybe as a last resort you hire them, but really you got to stick to that must-have list. The other thing I see is that in many organizations, they do a terrible job of interviewing. The interviewer spends most of the time talking about how great the company is, how awesome our culture is, how much we love our employees, how great our customers are. It should be the reverse. So if you're not really skilled in interviewing, go get some training, or read a book, or watch some videos on YouTube or something. But there's a big difference between really good interviewing skills and poor interviewing skills. And you owe it to your organization to bone up on that as much as you can and get as good as you possibly can in interviewing. I'm also a big fan for team interviewing. Let's get everybody that's going to be involved in the hiring process get them some training to get them there. And I like it when you get the person that's going to be interviewed, you get who they'll work for, who will work for them, who their colleagues will be, and get a really good team interview situation where all those people get to meet the person, and all of those people ask good questions. They ask legal questions. They're trained on interviewing. So that way you're really getting a 360-degree view of the potential candidate. there's a couple of old cliches that still work well in this area, and here's two that I believe in. Hire slow, fire fast. Really take your time to wait for the right candidate, and if a person gets in there and immediately they show signs of really a mismatch with your culture or something, or you get that really uncomfortable feeling, put them on probation, figure out how to handle that, use the 4 pieces of paper I teach, whatever it is, but make sure that when you bring them on the team, they're good. So hire slow, fire fast. And the other one is hire for attitude and aptitude, train for skills. If someone has a really positive attitude and they show a high aptitude for learning, I can probably teach them most of the stuff I need them to do for the job, as long as they have a modicum of competence. They've got a basic foundation of competence in the area I'm hiring them. As long as they got a pretty good competence, great attitude, and high aptitude, I want that person on my team. The reverse is somebody who has all the traits you want, who's a superstar on the checklist, but has a poor attitude. Don't hire that person, because there's no class you can send them to, there's no book you can give them, there's no tape you can give them that's going to one day make them wake up and be a really nice, happy, jovial person who loves to serve customers. If that's not the way they are today, it's probably not the way they're going to be 10 years from now. And then the last thing I'll leave you with is, once you've got them, once you've got somebody in there that you want to hire and you feel strongly about it, it's my belief that you should really challenge them before they take the job to understand what the job will be, make it really clear to them, what your expectations are going to be, what the culture's like, and get them to look you in the eyes and say, I understand exactly what I'm getting into here. You've explained it fully, and I'm 100% on board, and I can't wait to work here. It's been my experience that when I challenge people like that and say, listen, I'm going to offer you the job, but I need you to go home and think about it, because if you don't really understand our culture, love our products, love our customers, if you're not really excited about working here, if it's only about the salary, the benefits, and the vacation, I'll figure that out real quick and I'll fire you. But if you really think this is a neat place and that you could make a career here, we really want you on the team. And I do it a little bit more aggressive than that, believe it or not. And I had one CEO say, it sounds like you're running a cult. And I said, yeah, it's a cult of excellence. You have a problem with that? Sorry. But the idea here is I want them to understand that this is not about the job. It's about bringing them their best selves to work every day and making a career and becoming part of the organization. And if they aren't willing to commit to that, I don't want them on my team. And as I was about to say, believe it or not, about 70% of people that made it through the entire interviewing process, all that stuff, they made the checklist, all that, about 70% of the people that I've hired that I tell them that do not accept the job. They decide that they don't have that level of commitment, and which is great. I want them to leave before I hire them, because I don't want to have to figure out that they're not committed after they've been there for 6 months or 6 years. So I hope a little bit of that helped. But again, let me end on this. If people are critical to the success of your business, talent is critical to the success of your business, please sit down and think about how to make talent acquisition and growth and development a major strategy of your business, something you spend time on, you spend resources on, you focus on, because if you get that right and you nail your ability to bring in top talent, you're going to find huge benefits later on in the business. So take it strategically, huge network, put in lots of processes and systems to ensure you only get the best people on your team. Then once you get them there, you grow them and keep them. I hope you found this helpful.